What do we have? We'll do indices and we'll get into stocks. First rates anytime now on the big indices. It's higher. The question is whether we will hold on to some of these levels. So 23,080 is where we are at, about 0.25% higher. And the Nifty Bank is starting about 0.15 up, 48,666. The Sensex is starting about 260 points in the green. The IT index is up about 0.6%. 780 stocks are higher and about 430 stocks are lower. So that is the advances to decline ratio. We've got 39 odd names in the green and about 11 stocks which are starting in the red at this point. So that's the Nifty heat map. It's a positive start, and I think I should emphasize it's the start. So we'll see where we go. Srivi.
Absolutely, and the positive start is more or less taking everybody along. But look at the mid-cap index. I already see a flash of red on the mid-cap screen so early on. Sticking to the large caps for now. Sun Pharma 1.5% higher, Shriram Finance 1.5% higher, Reddy's is up about 1%. There's a bit of tech in the mix. You've got Infosys, Wipro, TCS, all these stocks are up and about. Tech Mahindra is up about 0.5%. So tech is looking okay. Bank Nifty is absolutely flat. HDFC Bank 0.3% or so. Let's see what the other big banks are doing. ICICI Bank is totally flat. SBI is actually slightly lower, about 0.5% lower. So Bank Nifty not in the mood today. What else is leading the up move? There's some consumer and auto. So Maruti, Bajaj Auto, these are names on the upside. There's HUL, Tata Consumer, ITC. These are the names on the upside. But the gain has already now reduced to about 60 points. Let's see. Holding onto these gains is going to be critical. On the downside, there are a couple of PSU names like BEL, BPCL is weak. There's Tata Steel, which is on the weaker side as well. ONGC. The commentary that we've got from Mr. Jindal, the next 15 days, there could be some news on safeguard duties. It's not firing up the stocks just as yet. Still lower for most of the steel majors. Nigel.
Well, you got the accident of the morning. That's India Mart. Stock is down close to 10% as we speak. So big downtick is what we're seeing. Zomato and Swiggy continue to see selling pressure. So the stocks of the one-day year, so to call it, they in fact are lower. Zomato, Swiggy, India Mart, they all had a big re-rating in terms of their multiples, valuations as well, and now they're pulling back a little bit. Stocks that are doing well, Jana SFB, that one's up close to around 7%. That's the star of the morning, flying away as we speak. So big up move is what we're seeing on that particular name. I think Newland Laboratories as well, they're talking about a new capex, so I think the street likes that. So that's another big mover this morning. And also the point that we made earlier on Dalmia Bharat, that the numbers were weak. However, valuation support and the other factors, management is sounding optimistic about the journey from here on. So that's why after having numbers like that and you have more than a 10% miss on the EBITDA estimates, the stock is down only around 1% or thereabouts. ICICI Prudential, that's the other one that's taking it on the chin, down 6.5%. And Kalyan Jewellers, the one we spotted yesterday as well. Increased pledge from the promoter. The street is a little bit nervous. Promoters' hands are tied till the results come out. So we'll have to see what happens post then. For the time being, the stock under immense pressure.
You mentioned, Nigel, accident of the morning. I don't know if you mentioned Cyient or not, because there's a competition between accident of the morning between India Mart and look at Cyient DLM. It's 11% lower. Margins are down almost 300 basis points. The profit fell about 40%. Look at the drubbing the stock is getting now.
Actually, there are lots of these names, right? I mean, another, I don't want to call it tax, maybe it is an accident. ICICI Pru, 7% cut. Yeah. That's a large name coming through. Stocks under 600 rupees. So it's not a good look for broader markets. I mean, already you got some 2.5, 3:1 in terms of declines to advances, straight out of the gate, and lots of volumes on the downside. I think I had to mention that as well. So ICICI Pru is down 6.5%, of course, results reaction. Look at Vari Energy is down 5%, so coming up with large volumes. Persistent is down another 3.5%. Again, these are all top traded names. Kalyan is down another almost 4%, 470 now on Kalyan. So there was that one blip on Monday. When the stock ended higher. It reversed yesterday and continues to head south. Dixon was the big casualty yesterday. It's down another 3% this morning. So, just under the 15,000 rupee mark now. 14,740 is where Dixon is at. It's got 100,000 shares. India Mart we mentioned, and I think Zomato we mentioned as well. Zomato is now a green candle, but the low has been made at about just under 204 for the day. It's jumped about 6 rupees from the lows, but we'll see what it's able to do. Swiggy is down at about 430, 2% lower. Yesterday another area which got smacked around is all real estate names. Lodha was down sharply. Oberoi was down sharply. So Oberoi is starting another 5.5% lower. That is Oberoi Realty. We should look at Lodha as well. A bunch of other names there which are starting. Policy Bazaar down about 3%. Again, large volumes down at about 1,600 rupees. Newgen ended 15% lower after results yesterday. It's down another 7%. I mean, so, it's if you want to look at what's down on volumes, it's really rich pickings right now in terms of what's going on out there. On the upside, I mean, I think we mentioned Jana, which is up, but that's about it. Reddington was up yesterday. It's up another 4%. Otherwise, it's all small. 1.5%, 2%. I can spot a Shakti Pumps, which is up about 3.5%. But that's it. Otherwise, it's all very small at this point in time. So
but let's be optimistic. The large cap screen is still holding on.
Yeah.
When we started, there was this big fear because we were dipping from 70 to just a 40, 30 point gain. But now at least large caps, 90 points up.
Absolutely. And as well as, hopefully, just a hope that maybe a market starts to stabilize a little bit around the lows that we made, which was just slightly below last week's low.